when we look at sort of the higher versions of techniques of Aikido, we have a thing called a Jiyu Waza, which is a free form of technique. Most people outside of Aikido explain it like it's a free form fight or a spar, and generally it will be 4 or 5 opponent against one, and you work out your maneuvers of how you're going to deal with one person at a time 5 times. So that's the concept, not 5 people jumping onto one person. But one of the big failures of that form of Jiyu Waza without any understanding is those 5 people are always independent. They never work as a pack to get this person. I've seen it once on video where they work as a pack. It was a terrible coordination, but they got there in the end. Mm. And I think that's mainly because everyone's sole goal was to get to the one person. So it looked like it was a 5 people acting as a pack to get the one person, but in effect it wasn't. It was all 5 people, 4 people, 5 people jumping on the one person at the same time, which looked kind of pack mentality. But in Aikido, and it's in that level, you learn that you're out here by yourself. But because we flip everything in Aikido, so we become that one person doing the technique, and then we flip it and we become one of the 5, that you learn the 1 and 5. You are part of the 5.
So you're practicing to be a part of the pack, essentially.
But the problem is, and hopefully this conversation, anyone in Aikido will listen to this and go, why didn't I ever think of that? Is act as if you are a pact. Have a tactic. And you've been in a environment where I've taught this, where instead of just charging the person, it's like circle them, control the person, manipulate everything, take away all this one person's options. Because as you get quite good at Aikido, 5 people charging towards you, which is quite ominous in the beginning. It's overwhelming, in fact. Most people get very caught by 5 people chasing them. But once you get better, you can either blast through the 5 people or you can maneuver yourself around the 5 people and then line up the 5 people so that 5 become 1. But if you study the act of being a pact of 5 people, that when the maneuver happens, you're not sort of having 5 people trying to chase this one person down again. It's a reshift of tactic.
Yeah.
And this never happens in Aikido. I've never seen it happen outside of me teaching it. I'm not boasting. I'm just saying I've never seen it happen. Now, hopefully it happens more because that's the concept. You are by yourself. You're always by yourself. If you believe in God, you will face God by yourself when the time comes. It's your end of life review. If you believe there's an end of life review with the higher ordeals, you will be standing there alone and naked by yourself. There'll be nobody there to help you. There'll be nobody there with you. And as a soul independent that can walk through the universe confidently and then put them with 5 other people that do the same thing, and you have a mutual goal involved, and that's the concept, then that 5 is much more powerful than the 1 when you act together and are walking in step to the same goal. That's everything. So when 1 becomes 5 and 5 becomes 1. And I believe that's the true essence of what Jiyu Waza, is. Gono Gakya Jiyu Waza, 5-person attacking freeform technique, is the 5 see themselves within the 1 and the 1 see themselves within the 5.
Because it's not often, I don't think, unless it's maybe like military training where they're intentionally practicing working in teams to a specific goal. I can't imagine many fight gyms, especially competition fight gyms, training as a pack, as opposed to often it's just the individual. Like you're training to look after yourself. I never have really heard, other than you teach this and it be built into Aikido as well, a process of learning to work cohesively as a unit.
Which is absolutely bonkers when all martial arts came from war.
Like it's all units. Yeah.
There's no martial arts without the resolution of conflict in war. That was the whole process of it, and it's evolved into the spiritual pursuit in peacetime. But when peacetime ceases, you have to be able to revert, let the veil disappear, or let it become invisible and act through that veil of violence. So, the old Japanese proverb is it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. It is that, because a warrior can learn to garden. A gardener takes much more longer to learn how to be a warrior.
Yeah.
So in peacetime, the warrior must continue. And that's the concept of do, is the way. So kyudo, judo, aikido,